like it's starting. I don't see it showing up on my YouTube page anywhere. I don't know why. Let me try something. Oh, there we go. I can see it now. Just gotta share the link, obviously. But yeah, 2020, good riddance. Something just exploded. Hello, everybody. I can see everybody's joining. Just give me just sending the link out to people on Discord and stuff. So yeah, I thought, you know what the heck, I'll do what I did last year with another live stream for New Year's at the end of the year, because why not? Oh, Brad Evans, you noticed the new winter hat. Thanks. I actually picked this up quite a while ago. I believe I picked it up. Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago at New Hope. I just saw it when I was getting food, and I was like, "Oh wow, I could use that." Wasn't too expensive. I think it was like a couple bucks. Amtrak P42DC. Yeah, rest in peace, Adobe Flash player. That really hit me because that was a whole part of my childhood. Flash player, because so many games that I used back then, browser games, that kind of a deal. Too many to list, obviously. They all use Flash. But I guess, all things have to come to an end, right? You won't, yeah, goodbye 2020, you won't be missed. Well, it really depends on how you look at it, because, 2020 for me, it was kind of like a mixed bag. You had PN W230 temporarily doing daylight runs because that thing was strictly like a midnight train. And there was a lot of catches that I got then, including one that just happened this earlier in the before I started the stream, which was 8102 leading 39G with BNSF and an ace DPU. So some might call it a mixed bag. But I'll tell you what kind of mixed bag. It's a trash bag that's had a bad day. Like, let's say your mom cleans out the cat litter. Fresh and steel duty pebbles go right in the bottom of the bag. Then your sister throws out her used, I don't know, paper towels from her period or something. Where do they go? Oh, yeah, in the same bag. And then your brother comes home, drunk as heck, just upchucks, pukes right into the bag. Now, I'm not trying to be disgusting or anything, but you know what that all boils down to? That's a nasty bag. But I'd rather take that crap out to the garbage than deal with this year any longer. I know I just totally stole that monologue from AVGN, but I don't care. Oh, man. But yeah. Somebody just text me on Discord. Anyway. Ushanka. Yeah, somebody recognized what the hat is. This isn't the only one I have. I have a Soviet one with the hammer and sickle hanging up somewhere, but I don't feel like bringing that out because, reasons. You haven't seen a single train in 2020? Then what have you been doing? How's the job? Oh my gosh, it's been horrible. And they have the guts to tell me that they want me in the next day, so I'm gonna be sleepy as heck. Yeah, but who cares? Should I crash an S40 near... What? What kind of a question is that? I guess there's a lot of weird people out there. Hold on, I saw something interesting. The traffic has been rather light due to the virus. In an hour, I usually only see about 4 trains. That really depends, because in the Reading line, they still had they actually had an increase in traffic because of everybody doing online orders. So that means the merchandise trains, all the intermodals, because that's usually what they all carry, just general merchandise in those things, and boxcars, and manifest, same thing. The only thing that really got hit were the auto sales. So that's why auto rack trains stopped running. Two in particular, 11J, and 18N, those ceased to exist during the COVID lockdown. So, yeah, you wouldn't see those, but they brought them back because auto sales are beginning to pick up now. So, lots of it to the Lehigh line as well. Yeah, and even the Reading line, despite PSR, they brought back 15T and 16T, which go to Birmingham, Alabama to Allentown. They finally brought those back, which is a big plus because the Reading line was dying in traffic, and it was pathetic. It was really bad after they got rid of 18N and 11J temporarily, but now they brought those back. They brought the 15T and 16T back. So, yep, yay. Oh, Irondale. I thought it was Birmingham. I don't know. Who cares? It goes to Alabama. That's all I know. The HO layout looked like. For right now, I moved it to the basement, but unfortunately, I'm gonna be moving it eventually because it's on a rickety table that won't support it for that long. So, oh well, I gotta save up for that. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I built a Silverliner 4 on Minecraft. That's pretty cool. Oh, Conrail fan. About the P42s, don't worry. They're not going to be going for a while. The only Chargers Amtrak are getting are just to replace the ones that have been wrecked, burnt, scrapped, whatever. But yeah. Oh, Big John. Glad that you mentioned um, the recent changes to my line. Um, Let me just say, a lot of my old videos, like the NS and SEPTA Norristown videos, they are now dated. Why, you may ask? Well, recently PSR has struck again on the Morrisville line, which is the line that goes through Norristown. I railfanned it countless times. They recently got rid of 14G and 17G, which absolutely pissed me off. And the way they ship the freight now, you're probably wondering, oh, how are they going to ship the freight now that 14G and 17Gs are gone? Well, let me tell you. First, some of the stuff will come off of 30A, which goes all the way into Allentown. It terminates there. H44, which is famous for having 6943, which is an SD60E with an RS5T. It's not on the train anymore. That brings it up from Allentown, including the auto racks. Brings that up to Abrams, and then 26T comes in on the bypass track, uncouples from its intermodal consist, picks up whatever it needs, and goes all the way up to Morrisville as one huge cavalcade. And then with 25T and the others, it's pretty much the same thing except reversed, and 34A takes what H44 took from Abrams back to Conway, or 39G does it. Yeah, it's a mess. But that's NS for you with their PSR. They do everything backwards. Pan Am got bought out. Oh yeah, that was a big surprise. I guess it was foreshadowing when when I saw that one CSX oil train with the Pan Am C40-8s. If anybody remembers that, I guess that was a little bit of a foreshadowing moment. So those C40-8s that CSX sold to Pan Am, I guess they're back on the roster again. Probably gonna get scrapped. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. So, Cameron, when am I gonna do another rec video? Definitely not until the end of starting into next year. Not sure what I'm gonna do, but I can always draft up some ideas. You know, I definitely. Oh, there's one I definitely wanted to do that I missed out on last year, like an idiot. The Doodlebug disaster. This to sum it up, it was when a Doodlebug, uh, it was instructed to go into a siding, and obviously it didn't do that, and ran head on into a double header of PRR I1 decapods, and It was thanks to that accident that modern day that doodlebugs ever since then were not fueled by gas anymore. Petrol electric drive, they got all replaced with diesel prime movers, like 4662 and 4666, I think it is, at Allentown, Auburn. That's why they're all diesel now. Because with gasoline, when you hit it hard enough with sparks, what do you get? Fire. Yeah, sorry if I'm being a little quiet. My mom probably going to be heading into bed early because she's always exhausted a lot more often and earlier now because of her cancer. God bless her. She's done a lot for me, though, so she deserves the rest. I think I saw somewhere that there were toasters testing, being sent to California for electrification testing. Yeah, I did hear about that. I forget the numbers, though, but I think it's like 2 or 3 of them. Because they're going to be trying to do that high speed, California high speed electrification project that's been on hold for like so many years. I'm surprised it hasn't become a meme yet. But what are you gonna do? I witnessed a newer model CSX SD70 Ace. I don't think they have Aces anymore. I think they all got rebuilt by into ST70AHs, because I've seen a couple of those before. I never seen the CSX Aces because they didn't really last that long on CSX. Oh, we get our first donation from 4294 Productions. Thank you so much for the $5. I've seen you around on some of my videos. You're a real cool dude. Keep it up. And people are freaking out about 3985 being retired. Yeah, you can blame 4014 for that. I'm just glad 844 didn't get retired, because that still because 844 still has to maintain her legend of being the only steam locomotive to never be retired at all. Just shinier things took her place over time. But yeah, out of all the UP engines in the Heritage fleet, my favorites are definitely 844 and the DD40X 6936. I think that's the number, just because of just how huge that diesel is. I think it's the biggest diesel locomotive ever built. All it really is just two SD40-2s on one frame with an F45 cab, because it's the cowl body design that the F45 had. And I also know, here's a fun fact about the DD40X. The X stood for experimental. You want to know why? Because a lot of new technologies that would be used in future locomotives, including the Dash 2 program, like the SD40-2s, were put into the DD40X for the first time, including like modular control instead of having breakers, which was something the DD35s had, which weren't really well liked. So it was basically kind of like having a micro hybrid. I think it's like I don't know exactly the details, but it's basically like they had like a hybrid computer monitor all the different functions like traction control, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it was from I found that out from this one video somebody did where he literally toured the inside of a DD40X, and it was 40 minutes long, which was ridiculously long, but I just couldn't help myself but be totally intrigued by the whole thing. If you just look up tour of the world's biggest diesel locomotive, you might be able to find it. Face reveal, I just joined. This is my face. I've revealed it long ago. And I just noticed the donation. Gamer Gets Games. Thanks for the $2. What's your favorite train story? I'm assuming he means train wreck, or any kind of incident I've done in the past. His is the Crazy Eights. That's a bit of a tough one, but I think the one that I definitely find the most interesting would have to be. All right, can anybody hear me all of a sudden? What the heck happened? Wi-Fi just went out. You piece of crap. Oh well, I just switched to 4G on here. I got an unlimited plan, so it doesn't matter. If anybody can hear this, just type down below in the chat so I know that we're in good shape. Because, yeah, I just lost the feed on the computer. Gosh darn it. Um... Alright. Alright, it looks like, I think we're back to normal. I don't know what the heck happened. Alright. Yeah, Wi-Fi just went out, and it looks like it doesn't want to reconnect. What on earth? Phone's going crazy, too. But yeah, sorry about that temporary drop in the stream. Died out. It doesn't want to connect. Technology just hates me, doesn't it? Oh well, what are you gonna do? Getting ice weather tonight. Yeah, and we're also getting rain, freezing rain, later in the morning, so fucking nightmare. Have you ever used StreamYard? No idea what that is. So, so my favorite train crash story, like I said earlier, it was the Chase Maryland collision because definitely was the most interesting. And there's also something I found out about that collision compared to the Frankfurt Junction incident, and it's pretty eerie. So, both accidents obviously happened on the corridor. Both involved a new engine that was sort of brand new at the time. In the Maryland collision, it was the AEM7s, and in the Frankfurt wreck, it was the ACS 64s. In fact, 601 was one of the prototypes for the ACS 64, and 900, the AEM7, was the prototype for the AEM7, and 903 was like the second, yeah, it was the third in the production line, the actual production line. So now I'm not done with these weird, the weird coincidences between those two accidents. Literally a year after both incidents, a second little bit minor accident also happened on the corridor with the same kind of engines. In the Chase Maryland collision, 1 year later in 1988, in Chester, um, AEM7s. I know one of them was 904. I forget the other number. Ran into some MAU equipment in Chester and derailed. I don't know if anybody was killed. I think it was just mainly injuries. And in the Frankfurt Junction wreck 1 year later, in 2016, 627 slammed into a backhoe in Chester, killing 2 people. Yeah, if that ain't a weird enough coincidence between those accidents, I don't know what is. Just, yeah, it boggles my mind. I might cover the 1988 Chester one if I find more information about it, because just like the 2016 Chester one, which is still, I believe it's still under investigation. It's quite interesting. And also, one more thing about the Chester incident: the engineer of 627 actually had cocaine in his system when they tested him. So, oh my gosh, it's almost like Chase Maryland all over again. And it's in the same town in Philly too, freaking Chester. I don't know, man. I have no idea. Oh well. Have you noticed that when Amtrak gets a new group of engines, one of them gets wrecked in a few weeks? Oh yeah, I've noticed that coincidence too. But Amtrak's Amtrak. Yeah, I just dropped one of the earbud rubber pieces. But yeah, I remember somebody made a joke on the comments section of I believe it was the Cascades wreck in Washington. Somebody was like, Amtrak, stop wrecking your brand new engines. It's just, I feel like I'm gonna go to hell for laughing as hard as I did when I saw that comment. It was just too funny. We got another donation, this time by Thomas and HTF Fan 2006. Thanks for the $5. I like how you told us about the Gettysburg Railroad explosion of 1278. Yeah, that's actually been growing as being one of my more popular documentaries. It's almost getting up there with ones like Hinton, Chase, and even the ones that have hit 1 million views, like Fox River Grove and Crazy Eights. I think it might be actually the next documentary that will hit 1 million views. So it's quite surprised because of how young it is. In fact, it was the second most recent documentary I did, if memory serves me correct. And yet another donation by Metro North Railfan Productions. Thanks for the $1. It's small, but hey, a little penny can go a long way if you know what I mean. Oh man, Crazy It's one of my favorite. Yeah, I get a lot of comments about how I use stuff like the Runaway theme from Thomas and Friends in that, as well as the Runaway Train soundtrack. I couldn't help myself. It was just too clever. Whoa, $20 from Jacob Miller. Thank you so much. That's probably the biggest donation we've seen in the stream. Bro, I'm a huge fan of the documentaries. I like the style you do them in, and I'm thinking about doing videos on my own on some famous truck accidents. Truck driver yourself. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, if you want to do videos on like infamous semi wrecks, go right ahead. Just as long as I'm credited for inspiration. In fact, there was one YouTuber, I forget the name, and I feel like a jerk for not remembering, that wanted to do a video series similar to mine, but instead of being on train wrecks, it would focus on airplane crashes. And I happened to stumble upon one of the videos he did, which was based off my series on train wrecks, and the work he did was just spot on. I mean, I was impressed. It was kind of like my style, but it was like done in his own way. With all the airplane terminology, I was very very impressed. The guy did a phenomenal job. I've always wanted to do one of those, particularly on one incident, one airplane crash that really interested me, which was Japan Airlines 123, which was the deadliest single plane crash in history, especially one of the deadliest involving the 747. And before you ask, yes, I do have an interest in aircraft. It's just not as high up on the spectrum of interests. And speaking of hobbies, I just recently got myself more involved in one hobby I've been interested in for a while, but not until recently. I'll be right back. Yep, I'm a fire alarm freak now. For those of you interested, this is a Simplex 4903 9219, kind of like the ones in my high school. I just got this off of eBay not long ago. I might play around with it at some point once I get wires in time. But yeah, new hobby I've been getting more into lately. So, a couple more donations I just noticed. Let me scroll back up real quick. Hey, Jordan, close friend of mine. How you doing? Hey, Tom, it's me, Jordan. Sorry to hear about your mom. Hope you're doing well, and I'd love to Railfan with you sometime soon. Happy New Year. Same to you, pal. Shout out to him, by the way, Jay Rowley 1507. He's a real close friend of mine. I have a little cute nickname for him called the Willow Grove Wonder because he lives not that far from Willow Grove Station, and he's quite the interesting guy. He's young, but he impresses me. He's a cool kid. Definitely go check out his work. And the other donation was by Jacob Miller again, $10. I was thinking you and I could collab and revisit Bourbonnais. I know I messed that pronunciation up again. I really gotta learn that. Bourbonnais, Illinois. You can tell the railroad side, and I could tell the truck side. That would be a good idea. I've always been thinking about like some of the older documentaries, of them, because a lot of them, when I look back at them, I just like, especially some of the older ones, I just cringe at some of the obvious mistakes I've made that people point out, and all the other stuff, especially the running joke in the 1989 Cajon Pass collision where I said fatally killed instead of just fatally injured, like an idiot. Ugh, man. That was right when I was starting to get popular as well, because I was working on 2 videos at the same time. Yeah, but I definitely would want to remaster a lot of them, to be much more better with the technology I have now. Another donation by 4294 Productions. It's $5 this time. I'm making a lot of money off this stream. I feel like I need to do another good deed. Make the promise. Give the donation to St. Jude. There are children that need the help. Absolutely. especially because there's people out there that are way worse out there. Especially my mom. Dealing with not just cancer but stomach ulcers thanks to the radiation. Another donation by Reggie Rattler. Thanks for the $5. Great that we can finally have a send off to the absolute crap show called 2020. Love your videos, dude, and Happy New Year. Yeah, let's hope 2020 ends, unless when it hits 11:59, it turns into 11:60 p.m. Nah, I'm just kidding. That will never happen. Or will it? Oh man, so bad. Donate for his mom to get better. That's cute. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's also another point of the GoFundMe donation link that I've had for quite a while now, and it's actually been doing pretty well. It was quite cool. I swear to watch it to be 2020 round two. Yeah, and also reminds me of this meme someone made where it's like the dyslexic Mayan that meant to say the end of the world would be 2021 instead of 2012 because he was dyslexic. And I was just like, oh, please no. And knowing my luck, I probably just making the whole world explode. Still want to see 1218 to be restored to service again. Yeah, because her boiler she was in pieces when the steam program on the Norfolk and Western ended, and if they restored 611, they should get 1218 running. Excuse me. Imagine 1218. Nah, 1218 wouldn't visit Strasbourg. That thing's way too big. 611 could fit perfectly. I mean, they had a GG. Well, they've shipped GG1s down that line, which are even bigger than 611. But 1218, that might be stretching it. Still would be a cool idea, though. To have it at least on display or something, and have 2156 there as well. And then you'd have the ultimate Norfolk and Western reunion, along with 611 and 475 there. Oh man, could you imagine that? Holy crap. Looks like another donation by Metro North Railfan Productions, another $1. Thanks. Thank you very much. I can't talk today. I saw somebody ask somewhere, Riffle Rat's favorite EMD loco. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's the, I want to choose between either the AEM7 or the SD40-2, but I can't really put my finger on it. So, I mean, either one of the two. I guess for my favorite electric, it'd be the toaster, and then for favorite EMD diesel, it'd probably be the SD40-2. That was an engineer's engine, the SD40. And even the ones that have been beat the hell out of by Union Pacific, they're finding quite a bit of use with the Reading and Northern. Same thing with the SD50s. Mainly the rebuilt CSX ones, as the XUP SD50s, they're starting to fall apart. Do you have a pet, Thunder? I actually have a couple of pets at both houses. My mom's and my dad's. At my mom's, I have 2 cats. We used to have a dog named Bandit, a little Boston Terrier. She passed away. Then at my dad's house, they have a big German Shepherd mix named Honey and a cat named Forbies. I know it's a weird name, but whatever. Least favorite locomotive. I don't know if I really have a least favorite locomotive. But if you're talking about ugly designs, then that's got to be... Let me fix the angle here. The SD40-3. Ugh. Makes me cringe. Good thing I've only seen one of those once on C746. Most of the time it's just the SD40-2s, which is good. Used to see GP40s on C746, which is the local that goes through my area in the middle of the night, but not anymore. I imagine if one of the manifests to Woodburn drops another one off, a GP40, they might throw it on there, but who really knows? Out of curiosity, why are you a fan of Pennsylvania? Rail Lash Up asks. Because I live here in PA? Duh. And plus, we get spoiled when it comes to steam locomotives because there's so many on different railroads. You got the Reading and Northern. You got the Strasburg, obviously, which is famous all around the world. New Hope and Ivyland, Black River and Western. Actually, no, not Black River. That's I think that's in Jersey. But you get the point. There's a lot of steam around here, and a lot of train traffic too. Well, mostly. Thunder, do you think Norfolk Southern selling their power is a stupid idea? Yeah, a lot of them, especially the SD40-2s. But good thing, and the F units for the OCS being sold was really stupid. But hey, at least Andy of the Reading and Northern took advantage of their stupid decision by buying two of them, one of the A's and one of the B's, which I have filmed, obviously, if you've seen some of my video clips. I'll be uploading full videos on those F units in the future. You know, like chases of the OCS and obviously the F unit excursion, which I both rode and chased. I chased the Halloween one, and then I rode the November 14th one when 425 was running at the same time. I rode that with my girlfriend. And the best part is, thanks to those trips, my girlfriend's kind of a Railfan in training now. But then again, she got me into Undertale, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Do you wish that the J3A Hudsons were preserved? Now, I'm going to get this out of the way, and don't shoot me, New York Central foamers. I'm not as big of a New York Central fan as a lot of people are, especially that one foamer with that Norfolk, with that New York Central shirt that just makes me face palm all the time when the guy, you guys might know who I'm talking about, the guy that flips out and rages over 8102 when it's in the area. Oh man. Whoa, another huge donation by Jacob Miller. He's getting shout out to this guy. Holy crap. One famous truck crash I know about real well was the runaway Dole banana truck that ran away going down a steep grade in Scranton, PA. Ooh. In 1965. One person died and 15 were injured. Possible first project for me? Yeah, go right ahead. You know what? And when you talk about collabs like the Bourbonnais one you suggested, one idea I had was it was an incident on the Fox Chase. It was a Bud RDC that was not equipped for single unit operation. I don't know all the details yet, but it was going over a crossing that I guess was malfunctioning. A tanker truck went over it and got hit by the Bud RDC, and of course, when fuel tanker truck gets hit by train, flames everywhere. The Bud RDC, I think it was 9164. I forget the number. That thing got burnt and scrapped, and yeah, it was a mess. I think a truck driver died as a result as well. It was horrible. And SEPTA got into a lot of crap about it. But then again, the thing that pisses me off when I researched that was the truck driver was obviously at fault too. Even if the crossings may not be on, you still gotta stop, look, and listen, and look both ways. Always expect a train. But well, a lot of truck drivers apparently don't do that. Actually, no, I take that back. I've seen a lot actually. Like especially in the Reading area, they actually know what they're doing. They stop when they go over the tracks. So, you know, yeah, not all. Not that's. I don't know where I was going with it anymore. But yeah. Did 36 get scrapped or put back into service? I think by now it should have been put in service by now. I've heard some people say they've seen it before. I personally haven't because I don't think it really comes on the Philly sub that much. I don't think I've seen it before the accident, before it was involved in that accident. I don't know. I'll have to check some of my older Philly sub videos when I used to Railfan that area. But yo, Thunder, nice hat. It's obviously Bobby. Yeah, thanks so much. Trains can sneak up on you. That's why you should be careful near tracks. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've had that happen to me where, I'm just waiting around on the platform and all of a sudden there's a Soul Liner 4 right behind me and I'm like, you sneaky bastard. Especially considering electric locomotives, especially like the 4s, for example, they will sneak up on you. The 5s, they can do that as well, but you'll hear the brake fans for a while. They sound like supermarket fans were like, while the fours just sound like jets because they're older dynamic designs rather than I think the fives use a regenerate dynamic braking system rather than the flat out dynamics that the fours use. I don't know. I'll have to check. I know I'm gonna get corrected in the comments. Have you ever seen a fake war bonnet? Nope, never. They never really come up here, and when they do come up to the Northeast, they usually go as far out as Selkirk, New York, which means nowhere near me. I did almost see a Blue Devil, one of the Illinois Central Blue Devils from CN. It was on an oil train, 6K4, and of course, we thought, oh, that would be cool to see on the Reading line, like in Macungie or something. And they swapped the power out at Conway. And so when I saw 6K4 on the curve, I was like, all I saw was like dash nines and an ACU, and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, let's just say I went to bed very pissed off that night. Oh well. I think one of them got scrapped recently too. Ever see a BC rail unit? Yes, I have actually. It was on a CSX K622. Um, and it's a kind of consist you'll never see ever again. It was coming into Philly. It had a CP leader, a KCS Ghost, and a BC Rail trailing third. I have a video already that you can go check it out. The video's a mess, but whatever. Jacob Miller has donated another $10. Jeez, you're pouring out your wallet. This is crazy. Another one I know about a couple years ago in Saskatchewan, Canada. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I messed up that pronunciation. I even had to pronounce that word for a future New Hope Profiles video. Saskatchewan, Canada, where a truck pulling STAB doubles T-boned a bus full of hockey players at over 60 miles an hour. Oh, jeez, I'm criminal. That's horrible. I've heard of accidents like that, truck versus school bus. It's horrible. Or bus in general. It's just, ugh. Trucks are like, train. They're like come on the roads. They're almost as powerful as trains, but of course, when you put a truck up against a train, obviously there's no match. But yeah, I've almost actually gotten into an accident with a truck before. A semi was merging into the slow lane without looking and almost took my front bumper off. Idiots, man. Of course, I laid on the horn and was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I freaked out because I almost got strangled in, but oh well. Creeps34 asks, what states have you been rail fanning in? I've only rail fanned in a couple locations, a couple states. Pennsylvania, obviously, because I live here. It's the state I do most of my rail fanning in. I have rail fanned in Maryland a couple of times, though I distanced myself away from Maryland for a while when I had my first car accident there a while ago. It's just something I never told. It was a while ago in Silver Spring. Ironic. This was with the Hyundai. Some BMW ran a red light, ran right into my front driver's side, and it shifted the frame a little bit. And the insurance gave me the middle finger when that happened because, oh, you're not covered for collision because the car is so old. So yeah, I didn't even bother after that. So I had to pay for all the repairs out of my pocket, the new tire and everything. Oh well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I have rail fanned in Maryland. I've rail fanned in Jersey once. I know people have been waiting for that video to come out, but I lost all the symbols we saw that day, so that video is still on the works. It might not be up for a while. So yeah, rail fan there. And that's pretty much it. I do plan to rail fan in other states too, particularly New York, to see the P32s as well as the F40s because the P32s are going bye-bye soon with Siemens dual modes. The Amtrak P32s are safe though. They're way too young and too fancy with the Phase 3B. So I definitely want to get those as well. And I'll definitely return to New Jersey to try and catch the cats. And what do I mean by cats? I mean the F40PH2 cats. There's two of them that are running there, as well as the Railfan New Jersey Transit and CSAO, particularly CSAO, because I want to get 1700, which is that NS Erie Lackawanna unit, which I guess counts as a heritage unit. I don't know. I mean, CSAO is the only railroad that really uses it anymore. But yeah, how bad do you want to catch the P-32s? Just, I don't know, just to at least see them at one point. 1309 moved. Oh yeah, I heard they've been because they did that test fire a while ago. Can you tell me more about Casey Jones? Quit spamming Jay Brown. I'll talk about it, okay? Just, I mean, if you really want to learn about Casey Jones, the video does most of the explaining anyway. But there were a couple of errors in there that I know of. Some people have been pointed out. But other than that, if you really want to, I mean, if I wanted to talk about Casey Jones, I would just be repeating the exact script of that video. Creeps 34, what is your opinion on the Dash 8s? They're alright, but I do have this idea of talking about a certain Dash 8 series model, a certain Dash 8 locomotive in that series. Pretty sure some people might know which one. It's going to be kind of like those it's going to be like one of those one-off commentary videos that I might start doing. I'm not going to say any more about it as because I want you to figure that out. But I have a script lingering around, so we'll see what happens. How many Dash 8s have you seen this year? This year, the only Dash 8s I've seen were the standard cab ones that from Pan Am that were on K160, which I did a live stream about. The only other times I've seen Dash 8s, the NS ones, were every so often on the trains that pass through Morrisville. Not Morrisville, Norristown and Bridgeport. And that's the funny thing about those. Both the Dash 8s and the SD70Ms, both the regular SD70M and the M-2, which are just DC versions of the SD70 I saw them every so often through the area while waiting for my bus to go to college. And literally after my first semester from college, they all disappeared. I never saw them again. I was like, wow. Yeah, I kind of miss them though. The Dash 8s especially, because one in particular that was leading 39G when it had 1800 trailing. Literally just a couple weeks or even days after I saw that one, I think it was 8322. It was put into storage not long after seeing it. Now I was like, well, thank goodness I actually saw it before it got put into storage. It's probably been scrapped by now. But that thing had a pretty good R. Not only did it have the X-Conrail RS3L, it still had the original GE steel bell, which was a big surprise, as a lot of locomotives lack them these days, even the Dash 9s. I don't even think the Dash 9s even had them. But, yeah. Could you please do the Spanish train wreck in the summer? I might be doing that. I might try and cover that in the future. I was thinking about doing it at one point, but I had to cancel it due to work and other things, which got in the way. Hey, the Wi-Fi just came back. Great. So I can refresh the feed on the computer as like a secondary way to read the chat here, because the chat on the phone just goes way too fast, so a lot of the messages just get lost in the shuffle. Ooh, excuse me. Did you like seeing 8322? Of course I did. Actually kind of glad I saw it leading instead of 1800. And speaking of those two, 1800, I actually did see it lead on, so it was either 1800 or 1801. Yeah, 1800. And oh my gosh, that horn, which I think is a P3, oh my gosh, it sounded horrible. It was probably the worst horn I ever heard. I think I might have the audio clip. I might actually have the video clip on my computer somewhere, which will play through my computer, so I can show you what I'm talking about. The folder first, because I got a crap load of Railfan footage to still upload, a lot of it that you never even seen before. Half of it hasn't even been shown, even in that music video I did on Christmas. Let me see here. It's got to be in here somewhere. Is it the 26th? I can't remember. 28th. I'm just looking through my folders on one of my external hard drives to see if I can find the clip of 1800 on 16T with that horrid horn. Just beyond foul. Crap, I had it somewhere. Is it in this folder? Of course, it's not going to load. Yeah, there we go. Nope, it's not in that one. And the battery's running low on the phone, so let me get the charger for it. Darn thing. Now it's going to pull and want to fall on the floor. There we go. How is the car? I imagine you're talking about the new car. It's going. Reduce the brightness on my phone real quick to save battery, so it can charge faster. Ooh, it's really hot. The phone's getting really warm. You know what? It might actually be on one of my SD cards still. I might have not transferred it yet. I don't think it's that one. Maybe the other one I have. There it is. Let's check this one. Dust off. There's the slot. There it is. Phone back up. It's really warm. The phone is very, very warm. Hope it's this card. 11, 13, 11, 14. I don't think it's this. Something tells me this isn't the right card. Nope, it's not. Crap. Well, let me check the external hard drive one more time. It's in here somewhere. No. Must be on another card. Eject it. What was your favorite train catch this year? I think it's the one I just did with 8102 leading 38G, H79, and even 39G, where it was 8102 leading, BNSF 6210, and finally just an ace DPU. Really cool consist. No, it's definitely not this card. I think it might be one of the ones in the car, but I'm too lazy to go out and get it. But either way, you get the picture. That horn on that engine was beyond foul. It sounded like a P3 that somebody shoved a bunch of noose in the diaphragms. Absolutely foul. Me and a couple of Railfans could barely hear it at the other crossings beyond Makunji. It was just, oh man, it was horrible. I was lucky enough to test drive the Avelia Liberty from, I lost the comment, from Fullerton, California. Actually, no, whoops, that's not the right comment. Hold on. Avelia Liberty Next Gen Transintroductions. I was lucky enough to test drive the Avelia Liberty from New York Penn to Providence, Rhode Island. I needed to get the hang of the controls until my Amtrak application is verified. It's pretty cool. I remember I got one of those. I only got the test run only once. I missed it on the Keystone, unfortunately, which is something I really wanted to get, but I was too busy chasing a brick, the NS34, because I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen the 38, but I didn't see the 34 at that time, so there you go. Is there any unseen videos of the Illinois Central 382 film? I don't even think film didn't even exist that much back then, so there's literally no footage of the real 382 before it was scrapped, so yeah, sorry. Oh, and in case you're wondering what this is, it's just some weird sugar stick I just have, just so my hands have something to play around with, because fidgety. Actually, I might as well show you one of my new desk ornaments for my kind of, I guess you could say, workspace. It's a little flowy mini buddy, because, you know, Undertale fan. I got this a while ago. Just a little something funny I can have on the desk. And the best part is it comes with multiple face masks, just like a lot of Thomas and Friends characters. So I can just pop them off and put something else on it. So here's the tongue face, and I have the creepy smile face. There's a total of I think 5 or 6 faces that come with this little buddy, this little model. Here's the creepy face. Then there's one of my favorites, the smug face, which always gets a crack out of me. That's just the face of really, really. But yeah, it's just a little funny thing I like to have on the desk, just for giggles, something to look at. But yeah, have you seen any heritage engines? I assume you mean heritage units, and that's a yes. I've seen all the NS heritage units. I've seen one UP 1995, which is something that'll never happen again, unless I travel out west to like Utah or something. Um, and as for CSX heritage units, or as I like to call them, sticker units, I've only seen a couple: the Wild Western Maryland sticker unit and the Seaboard one. Actually, I think those are the only ones I've even seen. But let me phone back up again so there's not, so much headroom. There we go. That's a little bit better. What about Illinois Central 638? Is it here or dead? I'm definitely sure it's been scrapped. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of engines in that era, cease to exist nowadays. And ACS 64 has a Coca-Cola paint. Yeah, that was actually just a temporary wrap for Christmas last year, which was 606, which was the most sought after unit on the Northeast Corridor, even topping over 642, which is an engine I've seen way too often. I did get to see that once, and if you guys know Train Fan 5202, a close friend of mine, his mother had the perfect nickname for 606 when it had that Coca-Cola wrap, the Polar Bear Express, and I was like, that's just perfect. This just you couldn't have picked a better name. This is just perfect. Just way too funny. Oh, I wish it had the wrap this year. Oh well. But yeah, that's just when I heard that when I was talking with him on the phone, I was like, oh, that's too funny. What are your thoughts on the battery powered Gevo GECX 3000? I've never even heard of such a thing. I know there was a battery operated little switcher that was built on a GP40 truck frame that shifted around in, I think, Altoona. I don't know if that thing's still there anymore. It's still in Conrail livery. Thunderbolt. First of all, greetings from Fullerton, California. Second, what is your opinion on the Siemens Sprinters and Chargers? The Sprinters, the ACS 64s, I don't have a problem with them. They're not that bad. The Chargers, they're just dieselized versions of the ACS 64 and only having one cab. That'd be really weird. That would be really weird if it was if it was had a bidirectional 2 cabs like the ACS 64. But yeah, not a big fan of the SC44. But the ACS 64, I like them. I don't have a problem with them. Have you ever heard of AJ Railfan? I don't think I have. I mean, the name sounds familiar, but I need a refresher because my memory is just terrible. Because I'm terrible with names. There's a little fun fact. Yeah, I definitely am terrible with names. So, what is your favorite European train? I've answered this before. Um, in my Q&As, it's definitely the British Intercity 125, also known as the British Rail Class 43. Ever heard of Reading and Northern 425? Heard of it. I've both seen it. I've seen it before. Lots of times, actually. I actually saw it when it was doing the opening weekend of when the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway returned. And there's actually a funny story of the first train to run to Jim Thorpe ever since. Because here's the thing: for those of you that don't know, the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway temporarily shut down quite a while ago, and it was because of a dispute between Jim Thorpe Township and the railroad. The township wanted the railroad to pay over like $300,000 in freaking amusement taxes, which is absolutely ridiculous. And Andy was like, "No, we're not some kiddie attraction. We're an actual railroad. We ain't paying for it. So enjoy not having the railroad in town." So they pulled out of Jim Thorpe, excursion wise, and yeah, the township just went downhill. And eventually, they decided to bring it back. Even despite COVID. And the funny thing is, the very first train symbol to run to Jim Thorpe, I actually talked with the CEO of the Reading and Northern, Andy Muller, who's, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Absolute cool dude to talk with. He said the symbol that he used for the first train to Jim Thorpe was called FFU, and that stood for Fast F Bomb U. I'm not gonna swear on stream, but you get what. So they were saying FFU clear Zenners or something. It was Andy's like one of those railroad CEOs that doesn't they he doesn't he's no BS. You screw with him, he's gonna screw with you. You screw with him, he's gonna screw with you. Oh man, that was just absolutely hilarious. Oh, I can't. I just. Oh, I need a minute here. I'm laughing my rear end off just thinking about it. But yeah. Oh man. And speaking of talking with him, he also said once COVID is over, if it ever ends, they're gonna see an explosion in excursion traffic. So he'll need conductors and car assistants and all that jazz. And he doesn't care about past work experience and stuff. As long as you have a high school diploma and a good attitude, you're a guaranteed hire on the railroad, as well as actually knowing a thing or two about railroads. So I'm thinking, I'm definitely, once the opportunity opens, I'm gonna say bye bye BJ's. I don't want to remember you. Well, except for the coworkers. A lot of the coworkers I have at BJ's are really cool people. But yeah, I can say goodbye to that crappy income there and actually do something I actually enjoy doing rather than dealing with stupid people. Actually, a friend of mine that went to my high school, Tim Hafner, felt the exact same way, wanting to punch stupid customers at an ice cream shop in the nose to collecting tickets on trains. He's with Amtrak now, but he's at risk of losing his job with Amtrak now, I think. And Andy was like, "Well, why would he go to Amtrak? Such a crap job. When with me, you're guaranteed a position, and he won't lay. He doesn't lay people off unless it's like dire. But Amtrak, yeah, especially with the way they're going, they're going down the tubes. Um, if Strasbourg, oh, this is a very interesting question. Steam or the steam train? If Strasbourg took a real steam locomotive for their Percy, which is pretty possible, it would still look accurate. Which 4040 would be the best candidate? Believe it or not, it would kind of be an HK Porter 040, just like the one that's abandoned in Oaks, not that far from me. That'd be the perfect candidate. You just add a faceplate in front of the boilerplate thing, and there you go. You got your Percy. But then again, that engine's far beyond restorable. Operational wise, that thing's in really bad shape, and the boiler's just falling apart. But for a best candidate, that would be a pretty cool idea. Smart Trip Guy 118 Productions. Thanks for the $1. Little pennies go quite the distance. So I don't. Even if the donation's small, I still honor it. You know, that's a thing. A lot of people get greedy with, oh, why'd you say $1? It's so little. It's like, come on, dude. At least the guy actually has some money to actually donate. The former Steamtown engine in Oaks doesn't look good enough for Percy in my eyes, to be honest. Well, I mean, it's still. I mean, it obviously has the. The valve gear assembly is pretty much almost exactly the same, and a lot of 040 tank engines like that have that valve train kind of a deal. So it could work, but you'd have to spend almost $1 million because that engine is in really bad shape. Did you got any photos of Casey Jones with his kids? When I was researching that incident, I could find zero photos of him with his kids. Zilch. Just a photo of his wife with a model. Her of his wife in her senior years with a model of the 382, as well as the whistle. But oh well. That's the thing with those older accidents that people don't realize. It's very, very hard to find not just information, but also photos, let alone the Great Train Wreck of 1918. Even though being such an infamous accident, it was hard finding photos for that. The Great Train Wreck of 1856, same thing as well. That was a nightmare to edit, or at least research as well. I mean, researching what happened wise wasn't too bad, but it's just like photos and video obviously not being existent in 1856. That it was rough, man. The one funny thing is some people think that the head-on collision footage I used was from the actual Great Train Wreck of 1856. That was just a staged wreck, and it was just the most basic kind of video clip I could use for the accident. But whatever. You do what you gotta do. And speaking of which, speaking of that video, oftentimes when I'm rail fanning, I do sometimes record a little bit of B-roll footage of, like, for example, the axles going over a location for going over rails, for example, as like B-roll I could possibly use for like documentaries and stuff. I've done that before. If you remember the what was it? What video was it? Oh yeah, the the Newark Bay incident. While I was rail fanning the Penn Northeastern Lansdale Founders Day excursions, I took some B-roll footage with my photo camera, the old Canon. I forget the model number. It was an old Canon point and shoot I had. I laid it on the ground and got some, and that footage of the axles going over those rails. That was from that trip. It was just B-roll I had laying around, and I thought, I taped it thinking I could use it for a future video, and long and behold, the opportunity came in the Newark Bay accident. Creeps34 also donated another $1. Thank you so much. Wawa Shorty plays. He asks, have I ever been to Landenberg Junction? I assume that's in New Jersey. I don't know, but I haven't been there. I mean, I haven't heard of it, so I obviously haven't been there. Let us raise a toast to the Granville train wreck we call 2020, and send it off with more train wrecks. That could be interpreted in multiple ways, right? I don't know. Stefan Menes, I cannot pronounce your last name that well, I'm sorry. Menes, yeah, I can't pronounce it. Can you make a video of the 2005 Glendale Metrolink? This has actually been an incident that's been requested quite a while. Yeah, I'll definitely, I know I messed up on trying to do it last year. I ran into some problems at that time of the year. Don't worry, I'm definitely going to try and at least get it released, or at least start work on it for January. But yeah, I know it's been highly requested. Don't worry, it will be made eventually. Hopefully this year. But, college and work is a pain in the butt. And speaking of college, I'm actually going back into college at the beginning of next year, on January 4th, which is ironically going to be the anniversary of the Chase, Maryland incident. I'm going into BYU, which is a college for Mormons, like myself, because I recently got baptized. I'll be going there for church studies to eventually become a missionary, because that's kind of a requirement when you're a Mormon in the church. So, yeah, that might put a dent in my it might put a dent in my video output, but it's gonna be online, you know. And thankfully, I don't have to move to Utah in order to take these classes. Though, in all honesty, if my girlfriend has been thinking about moving to Utah because that's where her only living grandparent lives. If she were to move, I'd have to move. That would mean railfanning UP and BNSF more often instead of getting used to NS. Don't know if it would be any better though, especially because UP has been getting worse with PSR. BNSF, I haven't heard if they've really embraced PSR. I don't think they have, but they're the only private class 1 left that's not owned by the government like the other 3, so we'll see. Creeps 34. BNSF is cool. Thanks for the $2, by the way. Yeah, BNSF's alright, and funny enough, as I said, I've seen a BNSF not that long ago as Foreign Power. What about CSX with PSR? Big John R88 asks. Oh my gosh, they jumped straight in to PSR. NS was like, slow, painful into PSR. CSX was just boom, jumped right in. I think that's all thanks to Hunter Harrison because he invented the idea while he was managing CP, so it's no surprise. UP is going haywire with new crossing installations. Oh no, I hope they're not. Hope they didn't get rid of the very last Griswolds and Wigwags up there. They probably have. Shoot. Oh well. Hunter Harrison sucks, I agree. BNSF has gotten a lot of bad lucks with accents from what I was never aware of. Yeah, I've heard of it, but eh. What do you think about CSX using DPUs? That's actually been a Canadian thing. CSX then got the idea. NS took a while before they started doing it. Southern Pacific, before they got bought out by Union Pacific, they did it quite a few times. Or I think it was just Helper Service. I don't know, but I heard they have done DPUs in the past. I mean, I've seen it in simulations in Trains 12, so it's possible. Yeah. Please have you ban, I think you mean been to Wisconsin. No, I haven't. I'd love to visit Wisconsin, though. It's one of my... Heard a lot of cool stuff about that state, especially about their tornado siren system, especially with all the P-50s they have there. It's one of my favorites. So deluxe. Anyway, MBTA is moving further west. How further west? Well, time will tell, I guess. Kind of like how SEPTA is trying to expand operations. In fact, this one idea SEPTA has is to expand regional rail operations to Phoenixville, and I'm like, yeah, good luck with that. I don't think NS would want that. I mean, it would be cool, but I don't see it taking off. The only idea from SEPTA extension-wise that I see actually taking flight is, once they get the funding, obviously, is the KOP extension for the high-speed line, because King of Prussia needs it, like, bad. And for those of you who don't know, this extension, I imagine it would start at Hughes Park or Gulf Mills up there, those stations. It would make its way around into the King of Prussia Mall, which would be a major stop. Then it would curve around, passing Abrams Yard, so you get to see Abrams Yard from the high-speed line. Doubt they'd make a station there by Abrams Yard. That would be cool, though. So that it will curve around there, past the yard, and then terminate at the Valley Forge casinos, which aren't even open right now. But, yeah, that's definitely... I mean, the idea has been on hold for a while because of funding, but that's definitely an idea I've been in high support of. King of Prussia needs it, because right now it's like the East Coast... King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, is like the East Coast Los Angeles. It's a nightmare. Traffic-wise, there's idiots everywhere, bad drivers left and right, and just tons and tons of traffic. It's... Oh, man, I just avoid that area just because of the traffic. But when my girlfriend wants to go on a date out to the mall to walk around and check the stores, I have no choice but to put up with that traffic crap as well. Least favorite Class 1 railroad. That's a bit of a tricky one. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know if I have a least favorite Class 1 railroad. I honestly, Anderson, didn't he get sacked recently? Because I remember in Philly there were signs saying, "Oh, fire Anderson." This was right in North Philly, nearby the abandoned Amtrak E8 there. But yeah, I don't think he's in charge of Amtrak anymore. I think. I don't know. Some people will correct me, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't manage Amtrak anymore. Do you like catching freight trains or passenger trains better? To be honest, I'm more of a freight guy now because with passenger trains, they always come at almost the exact same time, and there's really rarely anything special on them. Especially now because the SEPTA push pulls don't run anymore, at least for now. And when the 8EM7s were pulling them, it was obviously worth railfanning passenger, especially SEPTA. But when it comes to freight, there's extra, there's like as needed extras that you can get as bonuses, and the power always varies from day to day, while with passenger, it usually stays the same unless otherwise. And, freight, they come at almost any time of the day, even though they come in a certain window. T.Y. Hammonds Jr., thanks for the $2. Remember last time I donated on a New Year's stream? Yes, it was actually the one for 2019 going into 2020. Little did we know what 2020 had in store for us during that stream. Oh, man. Can you do the Spurton Duvall derailment? Yes, that is definitely planned. I've gotten a few requests for that one. I'm definitely thinking about looking forward to it. Creeps34, did you ever watch The Angry Video Game Nerd? Oh, if you ever watched my 7-year special anniversary video, one of my favorite channels mentioned is Cinemassacre, and obviously he's well known for AVGN, and I've been a diehard fan of AVGN for a while. And the cool thing is, the guy that does those videos, James D. Rolfe, he actually lives not that far from me. He lives in Oaks, which is like not even not even a 5-minute drive away from me. I don't know his exact address, obviously, but I've always wanted to meet him in person, and I almost did get to see him in person because RetroCon is an event he hosts at the Oaks Expo Center, the same place where the Oaks Model Train Show is held, which I think I did a video on. I don't remember. Yeah, I think a couple years ago I did. And yeah, he was hosting the event, and you had a chance to meet him. I unfortunately didn't, but I did, however, get to see a lot of cool stuff. I even got some Lehigh Valley coaches, some rare ones for like $60, the whole set at RetroCon. It was really cool. I even got to sit in the DeLorean. I actually have a photo of it with my girlfriend as well. Let me pull it up. That's definitely something I have. It's in one of my flash drives. Let me find it. Here it is right here. Let me just let it load, and then I'll rotate the camera. Come on, load. Don't know if you can see it, but yep. That's me in the DeLorean. It was a replica DeLorean. I mean, this stuff, like all the props and stuff, those were replica parts, but the DeLorean itself was a real DeLorean. It was a 1985 build. And yeah, that's me in there with my girlfriend. And let me tell you, that thing was it was it was very uncomfortable for me to sit in. I even was trying to mimic like a 1990s retro dress style with the striped shirt and the tight jeans. And oh my gosh, it was horrible sitting in there. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. But then again, they were built back then when people were not as tall. I mean, I'm not that tall at all. I mean, I'm like what? I'm like 5'9" or something. I'm like average height, not that tall. And even I thought that was cramped in there. Oh man, my legs were obviously getting strangled because of the tight jeans I had, so I was kind of smiling through the pain. Oh man. But it was cool sitting in that actual DeLorean, so it was worth it in the end. Yay. So, yeah. I've always wanted to sit in that. But yeah, RetroCon, that was probably one of the best non-Railfan conventions I've ever been to, even though I still got model trains from it for really cheap. It was just a coach set, but I could not let the opportunity slide. There was also other cool stuff being sold too. I found a couple Erdl models. Some of them I still have, like the Erdl mail vans. I have them in storage somewhere. I saw those being sold, and I was like, "Oh wow, I have those." And of course, they had other kinds of Thomas stuff on sale as well. But yeah, I noticed all of that, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." Uh, Kyle Leonard, which do you prefer, Mario or Sonic? Oh, this is such an ultimate question. Does both count as an answer? I like Mario because my uncle is almost like Mario, like Danny DeVito, and Sonic because of the awesome soundtrack, and I've just been getting interested in it over time. So, does both count as an answer? NSFan 8000. Can you visit Boundbrook? Actually, believe it or not, I've been talking with my friend Train Fan 5202, who's a rail fan you've definitely heard of. We've actually been talking over the phone on the phone a couple of times, and we've been definitely thinking one of the future trips we'll do together is visiting places like Boundbrook, New York, as well as other spots in New Jersey like Princeton Junction and Hohokus, I think it is, like certain other places in northern New Jersey. So, yeah, stay tuned. I'll let you guys know when I'm hopping around the area. And I know once I hit 100,000 subscribers and do that countrywide tour of the U.S., which I have promised, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna do it, but it would just be certain spots. Um, those states up there definitely might be possible contenders for places I could visit. I don't know how I do. I guess it would be like a crazy road trip with some of my close friends if they're available. But the main purpose of the trip wouldn't just be just rail fan things that I've never seen before or spots I've never tried before, but also just to meet a lot of you guys in person that live out there. As for an international tour trip, where I'm rail fanning in places like the UK, that might be a while because obviously the only way to get to countries like the UK is to fly. Though I kind of would use those trips as like also to visit a country itself, especially the UK, because I have family in the UK. So not only would I go there for rail fanning and visiting you guys, meeting up with you guys in other countries, but also to meet some of my family, because I have family in both the UK and Italy. So if I were to visit those places, not only would I rail fan there, I get to say hello to my family there. So yeah, that is a little fun fact about me, by the way. I'm both half English and half Italian, with a hint of Swedish. That's where the blonde hair trait comes in my family. And there's actually a funny story about that Swedish blood in our family, believe it or not, the very minuscule bit we have. This was pre 9/11, and I think this was before I was born, obviously. My nonna, which is the Italian word for grandmother, as well as my mom and the family, were all waiting in line at the Philadelphia airport. And you know how insanely painful and long airport lines are, especially in Philly. Philly airport's a nightmare. Um, and there happened to be a group of Swedish VIPs that were going in, and they had passes to jump the line to get their seats. So my nonna had the genius idea. We'll just pretend we're Swedish because we're all blonde and we have a bit of Swedish blood in the family. So they went up to the ticket office going like, yeah, yeah, just acting like the Swedish VIPs, and it worked. They jumped the line and got it. on the plane. That's obviously something that would never happen nowadays. But the fact that the security people fell for it, oh man, it's one of my favorite stories my family told me over the years. It's so funny. There's another funny family story. This time involving my uncle, who's the only Italian relative I know of in the U.S. On my mom's side that kept his accent because he was the eldest. Um, you know how at churches they have, like Christian churches, they have the handing out of body of Christ. It's different with Mormons like me, where we have the sacrament. But you know how churches have the handout like body of Christ, body of Christ. So, oh my gosh, I can't even think about it without laughing. But this time it was my uncle's turn, and somebody in the group must have farted, and my uncle was like, "What did I get? The ass part?" Oh man! And I swear, some of the people behind him were about to have a heart attack because they were trying so hard not to laugh. Oh man! Oh, it still cracks me up every time I think about that story. My uncle is an absolute ball. He's the one of the best uncles ever. One of the best relatives of the family. Oh man. Oh, kills me every time. Every time I think about it. But yeah, if my uncle is watching, which is like a 0.1% chance, hats off to you. You're an absolute ball. And he's literally like Danny DeVito because he's short, not that short as like a dwarf, like 4 foot, like Danny DeVito, but he's pretty short in the family. And he's also got a bald spot forming on the top of his head. And he also still retains the Italian accent. And one thing he always keeps telling me when I visit him is usually, Thomas, get the haircut. Because usually my hair isn't really this short. It's usually pretty long. It's not like long as in like a girl. Heck no. It just gets really thick. And they always complain. And I'm like, I'm fine with the way it is. Though recently it was getting a little out of control with the bangs getting in my eyes and my ears. It was just, ugh, I just had to get it. I just had to get it cut. So yeah, he's an absolute awesome guy, and I know somebody was requesting I talk do an Italian accent. Well, there you go. Have you ever been to the Morristown and Erie Railroad? I haven't really planned a trip up there. I've heard of them before. Oh, I just noticed your other super chat donation, T.Y. Hammonds Jr. Thank you so much. Well, I'm tired. I'm not going to stay up like last time. Sorry. Aw, you're going to miss out on all the fun. Well, good luck and Happy New Year. Wish you the best of luck for 2021. Same to you. I really hope 2021 is at least an improvement over 2020. Though that might not be the case with the current presidential elect. I don't want to get into politics, so we'll just leave it at that. I probably just lost 20,000 subscribers just by saying that, but whatever. I'm not even going to talk about politics. Politics can just kiss my fat rear end right now for all I care. So, anyway, let's talk about something a little bit more positive. Um, that fire alarm I showed you earlier, this thing, that's not the only alarm I have. I'll be right back. I got a third device in the mail, a pull station, but it's been delayed by over a few weeks, so I'm going to have a word with the seller. This was my first alarm. It's a Wheelock 46T G1024WS. And the story about this thing is I was riding the dinner train in December, the last one for the year. For those of you that don't know, the Reading and Northern dinner train, it runs from North Reading at 4 o'clock, and it goes up to Tamaqua. You walk a block over to one of the restaurants in the area, and you have quite the meal. I mean, the ticket pays for all the food, thank goodness. And usually the main first, you get bread rolls, usually. Then you get a little salad. I don't know the dressing. It's not Caesar. Thought it was, but it's not. And then the main course is chicken parmigiana, two big meatballs, and a little bit of pasta. This year, though, on the fifth, when I went with my girlfriend and her family, they also added fish as a side. I think it was like tuna or something. And oh my gosh, it was so good. If any of you guys ever want to visit the Reading and Northern, I highly recommend when the dinner trains are scheduled, get the tickets for that ride. It's perfect for rail fans and non-rail fans, especially because of the food. So anyway, the story was after we finished our food at the restaurant. Uh, my girlfriend's family thought, you know what? Well, why don't we walk around town for a little bit? And we happened to go to this antique store. They had all kinds of cool stuff, street signs, scented candles, all kinds of cool stuff. And I happened to find this little guy in the corner on one of the shelves, and I was like, no way. And it was only going for 15 bucks, so I just had to go and pick it up. And 15 bucks for an alarm this old. This is the date code. I think this is the date code. I don't know. It suggests January 5th, 1988, which means this thing's well over 30 years old. For an alarm this old and rare, that's a steal. Of course, looks different from this thing, obviously, because of ADA laws being passed in the late 90s requiring clear strobes and brighter strobes compared to what this little guy can produce. But yeah, I've yet to power either one of the devices, but I definitely would want to in the future. In fact, I can actually, since it's a bell, I can obviously tap it so you can get a good feel of the sound. That's as best as I can do. I don't want to be too loud, waking up my parents, particularly my mom. Well, actually, my mom is the only relative that's asleep right now. My mom's boyfriend's just too busy hacking a lung in his room. But yeah, this was my very first fire alarm I decided to purchase. Not sure if I'm going to upload any videos about them yet. This is strictly mainly a train channel with a siren name on it so far, so we'll see what happens. Where the heck did I put my winter hat? The one I was wearing earlier, the Ushanka. Oh, there it is, right here. That's not the only thing I want to show you. You probably noticed in the sound quality was way better than crap. What I used to use, I can pull it up here, was this piece of junk. I still use it for meetings and conferences, especially with the missionaries at church and other church meetings. But this is what I used to use as a little bit of behind the scenes for you guys. Can't go wrong with that. But this was the headset I used to use for a while. And obviously that's what the source of those crappy audio in some of my older documentaries. At least a few of them, like ones I can think off the top of my head was like Gettysburg was the last time I used this thing. So that was the last time I used it for documentaries. The new microphone is this little guy. I did get a pop filter for it as well. I think it's in one of my drawers somewhere. It's probably hidden under all that junk. But this is the mic that I use now for all my commentary videos. It's a Razer Siren, I guess that's some kind of Spanish name, X. Really good microphone. The only problem is my computer only has one audio jack input for both microphones and headsets. And I don't have a splitting cable between a headset and a microphone cable, unfortunately. So whenever this is plugged in order to hear what the heck I said, I gotta disconnect the USB for the microphone and the audio jack so I can hear if I made a blooper or something. It's definitely unfortunate, but hey, it's at least better than what I was using last time. So yeah, a little bit of behind the scenes for you guys. Thomas and your comment got censored because of the swear word in it, but I'll just read it out. NNW Guy 475, NW Challenger 433 says Thomas and Friends season 25 looks S word. And I don't even want to talk about it. When I saw the promo photo for season 25, my heart just broke. My childhood just ceased to exist. It's real dark. Why don't we lighten up the mood by doing what I did last year and getting the fireworks lit off? How is this thing not charging? This phone sucks when it comes to charging. I gotta find a mobile charger somewhere. I have someone around the house. Let me check this one. Here's the cable. Whoops. That was the sound of my former photo camera, this thing right here, falling on the floor. Whatever. No damage. It's on carpet at least. Come on. So stiff. How much battery does it have? Oh, this mobile charge is full. Awesome. So, give me a minute. Gather my stuff. The lighter. The light up in my room. Don't know why my sister's room light is on. Whatever. I should probably get another coat because it's like, hey sister, it's like ball shriveledly cold outside. So I think it's going down to like 26 degrees, and there's like an ice warning in the mountains, like Lehighton, which I don't live near, but there you go. What do I do with one of my other coats? There it is. Put this on. See, and you can see the glorious view of the ceiling with the ceiling fan that doesn't look vintage, that looks vintage but actually isn't. So deluxe. It is so fancy, isn't it? Even though it's just generic. I don't know. I'm getting bored. I can't help myself. Alright. Let me zip up. Oh, and somebody I heard requested to see the Soviet Mushanka I got from eBay from a seller in Russia. Fitting. Here it is right here. It's a bit small for me, but it does the job. I just bought it just for giggles and have a second winter hat. So, I'm just using this one for now. Let me grab my phone and go downstairs. Need my video camera as well. Oh, that's in the car. Oh, hello, Tabby. There's a cat, if you can see her. Geez, that's dark. See the time right now, 11:26.
Dang.
Ready for the finale, Christina?
Fireworks!
Yep. I just have to do that because I'm a brother. Go get your clothes. Just go get your coats on, alright? See, aren't I just a wonderful brother? So, anyway, yeah, that's my little sister, Christina. She's just an absolute ball. She's a couple years younger than me. She's 18, but she's a little short stack because of a disability she has, but whatever. Oh, and the fireworks are currently being stored in my car. I know it's stupid, but, you know, I only bought them a couple days ago, so they've just been stuck in the back for a while. This is the new car, by the way. Mitsubishi Outland Sport, and since it's blue, I couldn't help, I found this Conrail sign at Henning's train store, so I thought, you know what the heck, just stick it on the back there. Nobody's going to be looking out there. because I'm usually all alone in my car. So, let me just grab all the crap out of here. And I just realized I left my keys upstairs like an idiot. So I gotta go back upstairs and get them. Oh, a famous Railfan YouTuber who knows almost everything about trains in his area, and he can't even remember to bring his keys to unlock his car.
Coming!
I gotta get my keys. I left them upstairs.
Alright.
Oh dear. I'm very forgetful, aren't I? Chat stopped reading for a reason. I don't know why. It's not showing up anymore. Oops. Alright, where the heck are my keys? Find them. Oh man. I don't know what I did with them. I'm gonna put the phone down for a second. Hold on. The keys, where are they? In here? Nope. Nope. Dang it, I'm running out of time too. You gotta be kidding me. I have no idea what I did with those keys. Not up here. Sorry if it's taken a while, but I can't find them anywhere. Is that it? No, it's just an air hose pipe, ball valve. I must have left them downstairs then. Hold on a sec. Sorry about this bad stream, but this is what you get when you're someone as forgetful as me.
Alright, firework time beat.
Oh geez, they were down here the whole time. I should have known. You see how out there I am, guys? Ridiculous. So let's go out and find those things. Hope the chat's still going. I hope the stream didn't freeze. Alright. Now, unfortunately, my New Year's celebration is not going to go 100% as planned. I was going to get my horn working. The train horn I've had for a while. It's a Wabco A2 long bell. Get that blowing the crossing sequence once midnight hits. But due to me wanting to maintain a good relationship with the neighbors, as well as other factors, I couldn't get it done. Can't do it this year. So I do have plans for that horn for another celebration for a friend of mine at Yuki Festival, I think. Because, you know, this is harking back to my friend Traintown 5202, who's a UP, so we'll see what happens. I'll definitely upload a video when I get going. Now I gotta carry the bag of fireworks in one, and then grab the cakes for the finale in my other hand. Crap. Oh, jeez. Christina, can you go turn on the lights out here? It's the light switch is in the kitchen. Just look for it. Because I'm too lazy to go inside and do it myself. And I got a ton of fireworks in my hand. Both hands. There we go, she got the right one. I'm gonna be setting them in the golf course a little bit, but nobody's around here at this hour, so who cares? Alrighty, so you also got my video camera, my camcorder. Check the time. It is 11:34. Okay, so we got less than half an hour. Alright, let's get it out of the car. Come on, you darn thing. It was attached to the tripod. I always leave them in the car because why would I bring them inside? It's like no point. And they're only going to be used for Railfan trips. So yeah. Stupid phone, stop trying to rotate. I don't like that. Alright. First order of business, we're going to light one of the mortars. I'm definitely using these instead of rockets that I use for 4th of July because rockets are a pain in the butt. You need like a little separate platform to mount them on, like a pole or something. Well, with mortars, all you need is the tube, secure. I'll have to get some logs. Oh, forgot they tape these things. There you go. Plus mortars are fun. Ooh, they're cylinders instead of having a little warhead on them. Interesting. Don't know if you can see it right here. Guess you can. Just a shadow of me. I gotta get tape off of here. Come on. There we go. Check the time. It is 11:36. Leave itself out. The ground's nice and moist from the rain we had, so no danger of the grass catching fire. Okay, the tube is loaded. Set it over here. Should probably need some logs. Let me go get some sticks to hold the tube down. Guys still here? Hello? Alright. I'm gonna position the phone over here so you can at least see it shoot up and see the wonderful show. And I'm gonna stand back, obviously, when it fires. So, here we go. First mortar. Come on. You just lit for me this morning. Please light again. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Hopefully you can see this. And the sticks did their job. Let me put out these embers. Ooh, that's a lovely snow. It's not that for a while. Since 4th of July, actually. Light another one. Why not? And then after that, I'll get the cakes ready for the finale. I did get other fireworks as well, like a smoke grenade and a smoke ball, a big one. I'm saving those for later. And for those of you that don't know, these fireworks are made by Phantom Fireworks. I got these from a store up in Upland, because there's a fireworks store up there. Not far from the auto rack yard there, because it's just outside of Chester, and the interlocking not that far away. So, yeah. Not that I'm sponsored by Phantom or anything. They wouldn't want to sponsor an idiot like me. Oh, man. This ain't a professional here. This is why people lose their fingers, you know. They have like a stupid foamer like me play around with these darn things. What the heck? What the? What is this in the way? Bunch of paper. It's not letting me put it inside the tube. Yeah, that'll work. Weird feeling this ain't gonna fire. Oh. There we go. Alright, bear with me. If you dare get stuck in that tube, well, I'm gonna be very, very pissed off. Oh, shoot. And there's probably gonna be limbs flying, too. Oh, the camera's about to power off because I didn't record it. Oopsie. I think that's the right way. Oh boy. This could go either way. These are the premium artillery shells. Oh, geez. Woo! And it looks like I did it right. Look at that. Put out the embers. Sis, what time is it? Alright, we got time. Why don't we all try lighting? I have some Roman candles in here. This is something I did for 4th of July. Oh, here's the big tube. I almost forgot about that one. That's going to be the big finale. I almost forgot about the flywheels. They call these the Phantom military satellites. Let's light one of those off. I haven't tried one of these before. Supposedly what they do is you light them and they spin up in the air. So this should be really cool. Like a pack of at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 3 green, 4 red, I think? Can't tell. The lighting we got going here. That's the only lighting we have is the very minimal house lighting and the moonlight. I don't even know which way these go. Maybe this way. We'll figure it out. Fuse. Really? Maybe it is. Ow! Melted the plastic. I think maybe it is the other way. Here we go. Woo! Don't know how well you saw that, but that was awesome. Alright, 11:42. We still have time. You can still see me. The shadow of the bolt. Alright, let's light another one. That was funny. At least I know how these work now. Alright, I'm gonna put this one right over here. thing. I hate this lighter's giving me issues. Where's the fuse? There it is. Oh, I went the other way. You couldn't see that. I mean, I could, but you couldn't. Wind's probably shifting that way. Oh well. What else we got? Oh yeah, the Roman candles. Forgot about those. Let's light one of those off. Okay, tear that off. Alright. Just a fuse on these, I forget. Oh, there it is. Alright. See how well you can see this. So this is one you can actually hold in your hand. That's a lot of recoil. Wow. I forgot how strong the recoil was on these things. Yeah. Try another one. Only this time I'm gonna... I don't want to hold it with the phone, because that's stupid. Actually, how much battery do we have? 13%. Shoot. Yeah, I think I should just leave that phone in there. Actually, you know what? May be silly, but I can try quickly picking it up so you can see what I'm doing. Here we go. It ain't going that high. So that was fun, even though they didn't go as high as I thought they would. The other one had a little bit more oomph in it. Come on, rotate. Rotate around there, we go. At least the moonlight makes you focus on something. 11:46. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick break by gathering some of the rubbish. Last time I didn't gather it, so I spent the whole day, the whole night, hunting around for the trash. Wrappers can go there. And then I can start setting up the cake. Let's see, this can go over here. The fuse. There it is. There we go. Alright, that's one. Second cake. Fuse on this bugger, smaller one. There it is. I really hope these don't end up as duds, because these are really cool. I pay good money for these cakes. They're really good. One of the best fireworks you can actually buy. And then for the big one, this really big mortar here. I don't know if you can see it. No. I need a flashlight. Christina, go get me a flashlight. Darn it, why didn't I think of that sooner? Instead of using the moonlight. This is why 4th of July and frickin' New Year's Eve is the popular time for people getting injured with fireworks, because they don't know what they're doing and they leave it leave it to freaking idiots like me to play with these things. There, let there be light. Is that too bright for you? Now that's actually a good idea. Now I can actually see what the heck I'm doing, and so can you. So real quick, let me pick up the phone here. Rotate it around. I said rotate. I hate this thing. So here's what we got so far. That's the mortar I've been using earlier. This is one of the cakes. That's what they call them, like repeaters, whatever. I like cake better because let them have cake. This one's called the Raging Rottweiler Premier. I don't know. You can see some of the stuff that they do on here. And then over here, the Rainfire Premier. This one looked awesome. It's got 36 tubes. This one's got 20. So this one's definitely going to be lighted last. Second to last, actually. So there you go. It's huge. And there's the fuse for that. I should probably rotate them the same direction so it's easier to light them. And so I can get my butt out of here when they start going off. That over there is the big finale I'm going to call. It's a huge shell. Let me get you closer so you can see it. Blue flower shell. It's a huge shell. I believe it's not that big by anybody's stretch of the imagination, but it's pretty big. Bigger than that little bugger over there, right by that cake over there, if you can see it. Surprised no cops are going around the golf course. You'd actually expect somebody to be playing around with these things in the field. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, that's the big one. Pretty big shell in there. I can't wait to light this one off. This one, I mean, you can see it in the size there. Never really lit one of those before. I don't know what this is. I guess you could call it 103. No, it's too short. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just an idiot foamer that knows one train from another. So it's 11:51. We got about 4 minutes to the big one. I'm going to actually move these other fireworks that I'm not using at the moment out of the way, like the cake, Roman candles. That's what these things are. If you can see it. And then the spinnies. Those are going over there. And that other tube is the one I've been using earlier that's been unloaded, so that's not a big issue. So let me fire one more mortar. Here. And then we will wait for the big countdown. We're spending like 3 minutes trying to get this fuse out. These are the shells here for the mortar. I hate when they tape these like this. They're a pain in the butt. So there's a bunch of ash on the phone. That didn't even do anything. I hate this. Gosh, what tape do they use? I hate it. Come on, there we go. Fuse is freed. And then there's the fuse. And I don't like how that tube is angled. Let me fix that a little better. Okay, let's light it up. Where's the lighter? Okay. way too far to the behind me. And that is a lot of embers. Wow, holy crap. Just smother them out. Even though the grass is all frosted, I'm not taking any chances. Especially on July 4th when everything's all dry. Oh no, all the grass has little miniature burnt paper everywhere. It's not perfect anymore. Oh no. I like being sarcastic. So we got 44 lucky people that have stayed for the grand finale. For those of you that have, 43, no 44, whatever. For those that make it this far, hats off to you. It shows you're a big fan of the channel. I mean, you're all big fans of the channel. What am I talking about? But you guys, you people are, I mean, you guys that watch all these videos, you're what makes this possible, okay? So this is especially going to you. So thank you so much. It means a lot. I mean, we made it through this crap year of 2020. Well, more like a mixed bag, for me at least. But we made it through this year, and hopefully, I mean, I'm praying that 2021 is somewhat better. Am I kidding? Fully better. For real? Holy crap. I hate having to walk around with a mask going into public places. It looks so stupid. But that's how they say it's the virus, and that is my 5-minute warning to midnight. It's a Pen Z3 chime. It's an audio clip I found. Ice? It's embedded. That's ice. Frosted ice embedded into my shoelace. That just shows you how cold it is, yet I'm not the least bit cold. I mean, it's probably because I got this fancy Ushanka from Motherland. Could have done way better than that. And the clothes I have and just the adrenaline keeping me warm. So, no, stay. There we go. So, we're gonna wait for the finale to begin. And I feel like I am going to be in very great danger trying to light all these. Let me try rotating this. Facing that way, so you can be in cover. Let's see the chat. Looks like the chat's working. Is it? I can't tell. It's not updating on my end. If I'm not responding to any of y'all's questions in the chat, I do apologize. It's just not refreshing. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. Go all the way down. I just noticed a super chat from Smart Trip Guy from I don't know how long ago. Thank you so much. There we go. The chat. Yeah, now the chat's working because I didn't have it scrolled all the way up. So I can see all the other chats as I'm scrolling down, all the super chats. To all you people like TY. I'm just going to say it real quickly. Thank you so much. I know it's really dark, but bear with me. Come on, go all the way to the bottom, please. Thank you. Alright, I'll just answer this real quick question from Caleb. I think this is probably going to be the last one I'm going to answer. What do you think about Norfolk Southern now that they're using PSR? It's horrible. And with modern day NS, they don't know whether they want to have too much power or too little power. Like too much power in the locals, like 2 ST60Es for one boxcar. Come on. And then having a fully loaded coal train with like 100-something coal cars with a lonely ace just freaking straining on a curve at notch 8 and getting stuck on a tiny grade. It's just why? Why, NS? Oh, I know why. Because money saving and idiocracy. Let me load a shell into the other one real quick. I'm not going to light it yet. Let's save that for later. I think this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done, having these cakes, you know, close enough for me to light them all, try and light them all at the same time, and close enough to where you guys can see them from the ground shot I got for you guys. 120 seconds, so 2 minutes to count to the countdown, or 2 minutes to 2021. Wish I was able to blow my horn, but we've maintained a good relationship with the neighbors so far, and I want to keep that. Of course, I know I'm probably shattering it with the fireworks, but then again, everybody loves fireworks, so who cares? One's loaded in case I want to light it. 4 more hours and 2 more years. So yeah, this is going to be New Year's for the East Coast, obviously, because I know New Year's is going to come later for other people, and out west and down under. Like Duchess, I believe that's her username. There, I got your gender right this time. So 11:59, we got 1 minute. I'll just keep my finger on here. Come on, come on, come on. Wish I had a seconds counter, then I'd exactly know. My sister's counting down for me, that's good. Yeah, I'm just massaging the screen right now. I'm talking to a phone. And my mom's asleep upstairs. I can already hear them getting let off already from other shows. This is probably the stupidest thing I'm about to do. 8. Oh, there we go. This is probably the stupidest thing I'm about to do. So, bear with me as I hit the deck and start recording. Here we go. Come on, cake. There we go. Number 1's lit. Number 2's lit. I got rained with ashes, but that was totally worth it. Holy crap. Holy moly, I got rained with ashes. There's embers everywhere. Put those out. That's still smoking. There's wrapper pretty much everywhere. Holy crap. Light one more. A little mortar. Go back. There you go. One more. Holy shoot. Okay. I need to show you the carnage here real quick. Let me just put these last embers out. There we go. I think I got them all. Jeez, it sounds like World War III right now. Okay, let me put the camera down. All right. Pick up the flashlight. You can see other fireworks going off in the distance over there if you can see them. But yeah, look at the carnage here. Look at all this crap. That is quite the carnage. There's wrapper and cardboard just about everywhere. This is gonna be a mess to clean up. Holy crap. And most of it's from this bugger right here, which doesn't look like it's smoking. It's a little bit, some of the tubes are smoking, but it's definitely dead. I counted. Yeah, they're all lit, but yeah, look at all this. Those are the 2 candles I lit earlier, the Roman candles. Here's some of the spinnies. The rest I'm probably gonna save for my Yuki friend, Train Fan 5202, for Ukrainian Christmas, because I'm a cool dude. And here's some of the shells, leftover shells for the little mortar. Only 2 shells left. Aw, I'll have to get more. But yeah, holy crap, I got quite the mess to clean up. That's the Rottweiler there, which is also all finished. Kind of interesting how this one is all cardboard space, and this one here has a little bit of insulation foam there. I don't think that's to keep it warm though. And here's the big mortar right here, which fell over when it fired, but thankfully the shell still went straight up, the big one. I'm glad that it did. Still a bit of smoke in there. Ugh, ugh, right in my face. That was a stupid idea. I shouldn't have blown in there. But yeah, we made almost $100 from the stream. Goodness me. You people are crazy with burning your money. But it goes to the channel to make more videos possible, like crazy things like this. So anyway, that's going to conclude it for the stream. It is 2021. Thank you all for watching. For those of you that made it this far, all the way up to the finale, I thank you so much. You guys mean a lot to me. And for those that have just joined, that just exploded right on the ground. Holy crap, if you saw that. But, yeah. You know what? You know what? What the heck? Let's fire off these last 2 mortar shells. I only got 2 left, so let's just finish it off so I don't have to have them laying around for a couple of days. Let me put the camera down. Hold on a sec. So let me just put the tape off real quick. I'm just gonna light these 2 real quick for the heck of it, because why not? I mean, you guys deserve it. You know what? You guys deserve these extra little treats. I'm not gonna put one in the big mortar though. It's too small, too big. That's what she said. Wait, what? You hear other fireworks going off too. Little fountains. I don't really like fountains too much. They're not as exciting. These ones are shoot straight up in the air. That means everything. Wow, this plastic board quality. And just like that, I got a copyright strike. Because that's from There Goes a Train. Oh well. I don't know. I already made enough money off of this stream. So, for those 35 that are still sticking with us, and for the admins in my Discord server, please, I hope, for those of you that just, for the admins that are still watching, like Bastard in Ohio, please make an announcement in the Discord server, my Discord server, saying Happy New Year for me, please. Thank you. Let's light off these very last 2 mortar shells I have, the really small, the smaller ones. Alright, you can see me. There's my hand. And that's a lot of glare. Put them all right here. Hopefully that plastic board that holds the tube holds up for now. And we'll see what the disaster does. Alright, here we go. I went further too back. Let it cool down a little. All right, last one. All right, there we go. The last 2 mortar shells I have. So anyway, this is where I'm gonna, hold on, let me put these embers out. Right there. Go out, go out. Come on, come on. There we go. Go. Well, yep, that's gonna conclude it for now. Let me, So it is officially 2021 in the East Coast. Like I said, if you made it this far, I know it's for the double ending. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll answer you later. So, yeah, let me end the stream real quick. Bye-bye. How do I turn this off?